On this edition of City Focus, the city and county celebrate Georgia Ag Week. Find out how the Red Cross is trying to prevent home fire deaths. Find out about the 2019 People's Choice Photo Contest. And KLVB is hosting its Spring Electronic Recycling event. These stories and more on this edition of City Focus. Welcome to City Focus. I'm Marcus McConico, the media coordinator for the city of Valdosta. This is the 6th episode of City Focus in 2019. City Focus is your source for what's happening within your government. These are the most important topics that are happening in the city. On March 15th and 16th, Mayor and Council held their annual Strategic Initiative Summit to discuss the upcoming fiscal year.
1.5 days of very thorough discussion on goals and action items from the city and reviewing our previous goals that we had last year, which we have, we've accomplished just about all of them. There's still some goals that are ongoing that we're still working on.
The retreat, moderated by Gordon Maynor from the Carl Vinson Institute of Government, is used as a way for Mayor and Council to set their goals for the next year.
One of our goals is to work with the Economic Development Authority to try to develop more jobs and industry for the city and the county. And of course, our main goal that we have every year is to operate the city in a fiscally responsible manner. We also want to, we're going to review our city charter in phases. We want to make sure that it's up to date. And I appointed a committee to do that, and I appointed a committee to study transportation and come back to the council with a recommendation on the transportation, public transit issue. We're also looking at one of our ordinances which would involve the downtown Valdosta special event privileges and things like that. And we also want to start holding quarterly meetings with our county partners and also the other cities in the county. So we plan to do that. So, and one of the big things is we need to emphasize that the education of our children is one of the most important things. And so we want to be more involved with our school system and more involved with the Board of Education and trying to help in any way we can to make sure that everything is done for the education of our children.
There was only one real disappointment for Mayor Gale.
For the first time in a long time, had our retreat locally. And it turned out, after everybody complained about us going 25 miles out of town because they couldn't show up, that we didn't have anybody hardly show up while we were in town. So I was very disappointed in that. I was hoping that we would have more.
For more information, visit valdostacity.com. KLVB in the city of Valdosta is reminding everyone to take advantage of the Spring Electronic Recycling event to help the environment.
Spring Electronics event is scheduled for April 6th. It's a Saturday. It's coming up. It's right around the corner. It's going to be from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. here at Mathis Auditorium.
Not everything that plugs into a wall will be accepted, only electronic devices.
Things we are collecting are items that are purely electronic, not necessarily electrical. There's a big difference. By electronic, we're referring to cell phones, cables, chargers, computers, laptops, keyboards, mice, printers, copiers, those sorts of things.
Everything collected will be recycled and thus not going into the landfill.
Well, the huge benefit of having this event is that several tons and tens of thousands of pounds of electronics at each one of these events is diverted from the landfill. Since we started doing this event in partnership with the City of Valdosta back in 2006, we have collected 333.78 tons. That is 667,560 pounds of electronics that have been diverted from landfills that were 100% recycled.
For more information, contact KLVB at 229-671-3698. During the week of March 19th, Lowndes County, the City of Valdosta, and the Industrial Authority celebrated Georgia Ag Week, honoring Georgia's largest industry.
Very, very proud of our folks that's in the agricultural industry, our farmers, our suppliers, the labor force that's involved in gathering those crops and getting them from the fields to our table. So again, we're very, very appreciative of each and every one of you.
Mayor Gale took the time to thank farmers locally and across the state.
I just want to thank all of our agribusiness and farmers and the people that add so much to this economy, not only in Lowndes County, but in the state of Georgia. As Bill said, it's the #1 business, the #1 economic impactor in the state of Georgia, and we thank you so much. There's so many of you here today that are responsible for that.
Georgia's First Lady, Marty Kemp, also made the announcement that the governor's mansion will be all Georgia grown.
I don't know if y'all heard, but we are making the governor's mansion all Georgia grown. So Lydia asked me that back after the election, and she said, will you do me one favor? And of course I said, absolutely. And she said, will you make the governor's mansion Georgia grown? And I was like, well, why isn't it? Brian and I are supporting our farmers and trying to help all those that are still devastated from Hurricane Michael that we still need to be remembering and thinking about. So thank y'all very much for having me. We look forward to being back again soon. Thank you.
Metro 17 and the City of Valdosta thanks all of our Georgia farmers for everything they do. The Valdosta and Lowndes County Fire Departments are teaming with the local chapter of the American Red Cross for their Sound the Alarm, Save a Life event in April.
So we have the city and the county fire department partnering with the Red Cross to install nearly 200, the goal is 175, to install nearly 200 smoke alarms in 3 different neighborhoods, that include both the city and county.
The event is to help save lives by installing smoke alarms in local homes. And the Red Cross is looking for volunteers to help.
There are different levels of opportunities with an event like this. For example, the first opportunity is on April 13th, where we are looking for some volunteers to pre-canvass the neighborhoods where we're actually going to install the smoke alarms. And on April 27th, the actual installation date, we need volunteers to help register everybody, to serve food, to put together buckets that will include smoke alarms, drills, and all the necessary supplies.
Jenkins is proud that this will be a community effort to help save lives in Valdosta and Lowndes County.
It shows commitment to the citizens of the community that we serve. And we're not first responders, the fire department people are. But to show that true partnership goes a long way, I think, and gains trust in the citizens that we strive to educate and protect and serve every day.
For more information, contact the Red Cross at 229-242-7404. The City of Valdosta Utilities Department is constantly working to improve the city's sewer system.
Now what we have here is a local contractor or contractors, so forth, that actually come in. They pressure wash and clean the inside of the manhole. That way getting any debris, dirt, any of that kind of stuff off of the side of it. And then from that point, they do a lot of prep work, which is basically taking a concrete mix and wiping the inside of that manhole, and then they come back and do a liner on it, which is spraying it. And what that does, it eliminates any infiltration into the manhole.
The manhole rehab program is designed to eliminate inflow and infiltration in each manhole.
Creates problems all the way down the line. What you have is the system begins to back up because of all the excess water. Then you have your lift stations that have to work overtime pumping this clear water. Then the plants, same project, pumping and filtering and disinfecting all this clean water, and then you're releasing it back into the system. So not only the fact of just having the excess of water in the system, you know, doing backups and all that kind of stuff right there, but it just creates problems down the line.
This is just one of the many things the employees are doing to solve sewer issues.
We have the CCIP, our CIPP, which is lining of the sewer mains. We have that going on. We're constantly making repairs. We've done some smoke testing. We have a camera system that we televise the line, looking for breaks and different things of that nature right there. We're also looking at some different monitoring systems as well. Several different projects are going on at the lift stations, a lot of modifications, generators. So it's just a whole slew of things that's going on right now to make improvements to the water and sewer system of the city of Valdosta.
For more information, contact the Utilities Department.
Your zip code. Just one number different and you might have a whole other life. Different school, different job, different dreams, different problems. In America, the zip code you're born in can determine your future. The Y works to change that, with programs and services that help everyone thrive, no matter who you are or where you're from. For a better us, support your local Y today.
Welcome back to City Focus. We have Teresa Moore here from the Heirs Property Law Group. She's going to tell us about why everyone should have a will. Welcome to the show, Teresa.
Thank you, Marcus.
Well, Teresa, many people believe, I don't have much, so why do I need to have a will? What's wrong with that way of thinking?
What's wrong with that way of thinking is that most people do not realize, even though they don't have, much or anything at all, that's still going to cause family discord. It's going to cause issues between the family. Having a will and having property and vehicles and things like that, if you have a will, those things can be distributed in your will, but also people don't realize that people are going to fight over the cookie jar. They're going to fight over any little single thing. I like to tell everyone having a will is important because it leaves a legacy to your family. It leaves them what you want them to have. And even if it's your home or your car, or like I was left by my grandmother, a set of hair rollers. I mean, anything is better than nothing.
Okay. Or can you, I guess, those are little things. What are some of the major negative effects that not having a will can cause a family, or,
Yes. The major negative effects that not having a will can cause the family is that it can cause heirs property. That is one of the things that the center, Georgia Heirs Property Law Center, works for, is to try to help keep heirs property under control, or try to keep it down. And there's so much heirs property. There's billions of dollars worth of heirs property in the state of Georgia. And by having a will, you are able to actually say which of your children you would like that property to go to. Now, you can create heirs property even having a will, because if you leave it to all your children, then they all own it as joint tenants in common. And so the big thing is to make sure that as you do your will, your estate plan, that you're actually doing heirs property prevention. You're preventing that heirs property and that continuous cycle from happening.
Now, let's go backwards a little bit. Explain to people what exactly heirs property is and how it happens.
Heirs property is when a person passes away without a will or even with a will and leaves everything to their heirs. And your heirs are your children, or it can even, if you don't have any children, it can be your parents, it can be your sisters and brothers, it can be your nieces and nephews, it can be your family in general. And so if you pass away without a will or an estate plan, then everything you own is going to be left to everybody all together.
Okay.
And if you do have a will, but you leave it to everyone, you're still creating heirs property because it's not divided up.
Okay.
There are certain ways that our attorneys will work with individuals in helping them make their will and estate plan so that they actually have it specialized out and dictated out.
So, and I'm just going to use myself as an example here. If my parents passed away and they didn't have a will, that would go to my sister and myself, but also my parents' grandkids, my nieces and nephews, would have some right to those properties, correct?
No.
Okay.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Actually, heirs property stops when someone is alive. So what would happen is if your mom passed away and you and your sister inherited, as long as you were alive, you and your sister would be the heirs.
Gotcha.
If you passed away, then your children would become the heirs.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, the city's hosting a workshop for citizens to get a simple will in April. So what's the date of that workshop, and what do people need to do in order to take part?
April 27th, and what happens there is you will actually get in touch with the neighborhood development at City Hall, and they will register individuals by giving them a packet, and once they get the estate planning packet and complete it, we will then go through and see who is eligible, and if you're eligible, we will get you in, and you'll work with a pro bono attorney to create a simple will.
Okay. And I guess who all can take part of this event? Take part in this event?
This is for low cost, or is for low income residents in the city of Valdosta. So anyone that is a resident of the city of Valdosta that is low income is eligible.
Okay. Anything else you think people need to know about this event?
This is a great way to get something that is needed within our communities at no cost to the individual, and it's just a great program. It's a great partnership between Georgia Heirs Property Law Center and the City of Valdosta and the Neighborhood Development Program. So it's just a great way to get something that people otherwise would not be able to receive.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for coming in
Thank
and talking
you.
to us about heirs property and telling people how they can get a simple will. And if you need more information on this event, contact Neighborhood Development at 671-3617, and we'll be back here on City Focus. Photographers of Valdosta, get ready for the 11th annual Valdosta People's Choice Photo Contest. The deadline to submit your photos is May 15th. First, second, and third place winners, along with Best in Show and Best in Show Youth, will receive cash prizes. Entry fee is $12 for one photo, $20 for two. Fees will be applied to having photo printed on a canvas wrap. Photos can be submitted through the online application at valdostacity.com or email to Public Information Officer Ashlyn Beckton at abeckton@valdostacity.com. Local 6th grade students have a chance to dream big with the annual If I Were Mayor essay contest. Students can express in 350 words or less what they would do if they were mayor. The essay may be typed or neatly handwritten. Students' name, teacher, and school must be at the top. The essays can either be mailed or hand-delivered to the Public Information Office in City Hall. The winners will be announced at the April 25th City Council meeting. For more information, you can contact the Public Information Office at 229-259-3548.
The Inspections Department is utilizing a new program for commercial inspections. Inspections Manager Rick Mefford is introducing the SAGES program to improve the department's workflow.
In this process, you used to bring in paper. They'd bring it into Stephanie, my plans coordinator, drop the paperwork or the plans off. Then she would have to take those plans out to all the different offices or departments where they had to go. Now, in this process here, when she accepts the approval for the plans, she basically pushes a button and it goes out to everybody's desk. So in the process right now, we're trying to eliminate probably where we used to be about 10 days to getting plans through. We try to get about another 3 days saved on that. So probably 7 to 10 days is where we try to get somewhere in there. They can do everything right on the program there. There's no paperwork involved whatsoever. Before they used to have to hand write it all out and come in here and turn it in and then go through that process.
The new system will save time and money for those who utilize it.
Right now, just talking to the comments we get from customers are they're glad they don't have to drive here, come here, especially if they're out of town. Usually they'll have to send it FedEx or UPS, which costs them money. Now everything's done right at their office at the computer. So it saves them time and the travel from coming down to the office.
Using SAGES simplifies the inspections process, and the department wants people to know that it is easily accessible.
What they have to do is go to our website, and they'll go to the I Want To on the right side of our city website and click on Submit Plans, and then click on Electronic Plan Review, which will take them to the SAGES network. On the SAGES network, when they get up there, they will have to access SAGES to get a password and username, and when they get that, then they'll have access in there, and then they can download their plans and submit their application on the SAGES network.
For more information about SAGES, contact the Inspections Department.
Public safety agencies from all over Lowndes County came together for an active shooter training simulation on the campus of Valdosta State University.
A coordinated exercise between us, the City of Valdosta Police Department, Lowndes County Sheriff's Office, and our fire and EMS partners as well. As part of that drill, you will see people using or wearing theatrical makeup to simulate injuries, and as well as the sound of simulated gunfire as we coordinate that response.
They all hope to never have to use this training, but it helps them if such a situation does occur anywhere in Lowndes County.
Having that pre-planning and knowing what the city's capabilities are and our capabilities are and how we integrate those together to respond, it just puts us all on the same sheet of music and gets us better prepared in case we find ourselves in that situation.
The relationship that we have with our law enforcement agencies around here and our other organizations, community organizations, the more we train together, the more we're prepared. We've always had great working relationships. We're continuing to work on that and continue the support with each other. But the more you can train, you can never be too prepared.
Citizens of Valdosta and Lowndes County should feel good that their local agencies are preparing for the worst, because all these departments would be needed in a mass shooting situation.
In the largest city or the smallest town, no one law enforcement agency will be able to handle an event like this. No matter where you are, you're going to have your community partners come in and help you as well. And that's why we're fortunate here in Lowndes to have a phenomenal working relationship with all of our public safety agencies. And again, to just spend that time together, train together, know how each other are going to react, and have the assistance.
Doesn't matter what your badge says or what your uniform says. When it comes down to it and we need each other, our agencies always work together. And the community needs to see that, they need to understand that, and they need to feel proud of it.
Valdosta Main Street is hosting a Downtown Valdosta Songwriter Showcase featuring Jim McBride, Mike Deckel, and local musician Jared Brogdon. This is the third consecutive year for the popular and intimate concert series.
So the first singer-songwriter series was so popular that everybody wanted us to bring it back, and so this is our third time bringing it back, and so people love this show, and it always sells out, so I always encourage everybody to get their tickets early.
For ticket information, visit Valdosta Main Street on Facebook. Recently, Mayor Gale and Chairman Slaughter read a proclamation declaring April as Child Abuse Prevention Month in Valdosta and Lowndes County. After the annual breakfast, representatives of the Child Advocacy Center and Prevention Child Abuse Lowndes County placed over 1,900 pinwheels in the front of City Hall for each child abuse report in the county in 2018. For more information on how you can prevent child abuse, contact the Child Advocacy Center at 229-249-5363. Mayor John Gale held a mock press conference with mass media and journalism students from Valdosta State University. The event has been held every semester since the mayor was first elected. It gives students a real-world experience to ask questions about the city in a professional setting. It also gives the mayor the chance to talk about the city to a younger audience and understand their needs in the city. For more information on mock press conference, contact the Public Information Office. On April 25th, a community job fair will be held at the Georgia Department of Labor in Valdosta. This is the 4th consecutive year of the Coalition for Employment Job Fair. Last year's job fair had over 60 businesses and over 400 potential employees.
This job fair is open to the general public. Anyone looking for a job at this point, welcome to come out and be a part of this job fair. So whether you're a graduate, whether you have a criminal background, if you're just looking for a better opportunity, come out and be a part of this job fair because there are employers here who are looking for skilled workers.
For more information on how to become a vendor, contact Tony McKenzie at 229-333-2336. Now let's take a look at what's taking place in the city in the coming weeks.
April 2nd, Valdosta Lowndes County Zoning Board of Appeals, 2:30 p.m., City Hall Annex Multipurpose Room. April 2nd, Electronic Recycling Event, 9 a.m. at Mathis Auditorium. April 8th, Valdosta City Tree Commission, 5:15 in City Hall Annex Engineering Conference Room. April 9th, Valdosta City Council Work Session, 5:30 in Council Chambers. April 10th, GICH meeting, 9 a.m. City Hall Annex Multipurpose Room. April 11th, Valdosta City Council meeting, 5:30 in Council Chambers. April 15th, Valdosta Housing Authority meeting, 12 p.m. at 610 East Ann Street. April 15th, Keep Lowndes Valdosta Beautiful Board meeting, 5:30 p.m., City Hall Annex Conference Room. April 16th, Central Valdosta Development Authority, 5 p.m., City Hall Annex Conference Room. April 16th, Valdosta Lowndes County Development Authority, 5:30 at 103 Roosevelt Drive.
To stay informed of what's happening in the city, sign up for the weekly e-news blast at valdostacity.com/public-information. Earlier in the show, we told you about the electronic recycling event and the Spring Amnesty Day. These are just two things that the city does to keep the city clean. You can do your part by avoiding littering and not putting trash in the back of your pickup trucks that fly out while you drive. We encourage everyone to love where you live. This concludes another edition of City Focus. Be sure to visit our website, valdostacity.com. Like us on Facebook, Valdosta City Without Limits. Also like our Valdosta Youth Council page. Follow us on Twitter at City of Valdosta and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Metro 17 Valdosta, to watch City Focus on demand. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time here on City Focus.